Trading doesn't have to be difficult. If you trade options and you trade the strat, but you're not seeing the success that you want to see, then I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks that I've taught one of my students also in the options space. I'm mainly in the future side of things, but I also dabble in options and stuff like that as well. That is my roots. My student just did a really good day. He had a $4,000 day today trading options. And I want to show you guys some tips and tricks that I taught him to help him with getting good entries, taking good trades, and then holding those trades and letting those trades play out. So I hope this video was helpful. Let's get into it. So I'm about to share my screen real quick with you guys. I actually posted this on my story, so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you go follow me. But this is my student, Michael. He had a $4,000 day today. And he also has some other options plays that he was also doing really well in. And I wanted to just post that and kind of highlight that. He had a 200% trade today that he took. And that trade is already up, pretty good. I think he closed the position just to exit the position fully, but he made $4 grand on that trade, along with 120% on Robinhood, 34% on Palantir, 13% on XLF. DIA, he was up 15%, and then XLI, he's up 76%, right? So these are some of the trades that he is currently taking, and this is what he's done. I'm also trading as well. My SPY position that I currently have is up, currently up 3 grand pretty much. I put about 5K inside of it. So that's doing pretty well. And I still have some meta calls that I had from long data from a while ago, but I'm doing this in the options market as well. So again, I hope this will be valuable for you. So originally, the thesis for taking IWM and also some of the other trades that I also had given him and talked about as well is based on what happened Monday, November 24th, right? So we had previously bottomed out. We had a huge drop in the market, right? And we had taken out previous lows. If you look to the left, you'll see we had a reversal that we would put basically reverse to the upside. We had taken out that previous low, and then buyers started to step into the market, activating an actionable signal, right? So we have a 3 right here, which is an outside bar. We have an inside bar, and this set up for a 2 up to the upside. So I'll show this real quick so you guys can see it. But this is the actionable signal that was triggered. And this happened across every single indices. So the S&P 500, I typed in the wrong one. SPY, we had a 3, 2 down, 2 up. On DIA, I think we had a 3 inside bar, 2 up. For QQQ, we had a 3, 2 down, 2 up. IWM, we had a 3 inside bar, 2 up. So all of the indices, all of the indexes are simultaneously breaking to the upside, right? So the first tip I want to give you guys, if you guys want to take the highest quality trade, look for SPY, QQQ, DIA, IWM. Look for all of those indices to start breaking to the upside. You might be asking why. The SPY contains about 500 companies inside of it. QQQ contains about 100 companies. Dow Jones contains about 30 companies, and IWM contains about 2,000 or so companies. So that's like 2,600 companies. And there's 6,000 companies on the stock market, by the way. That's 2,600 companies. That's almost pretty much the whole market, pretty much, right, is going in one direction. So the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the Russell 2000, all the indices are going in the exact same direction. All of them are going 2 up. That means that this is the beginning of a potential rally going to the upside. So there were plays that we were taking here that I actually did on SPY that I actually took. When we started to break to the upside, I actually took a play on this 322 reversal to the upside. I got 670 calls. And as you saw, I'm currently up 56% on those. It's kind of going sideways and stuff like that. So it's kind of just shopping me around a little bit. But again, I think we can definitely hit that all-time high and keep holding that trade. But I want to break down the trade that he took today on IWM. So everything pretty much went 2 up. So SPY went 2 up. QQQ, I believe, went 2 up as well, but it was a little weaker today. Dow Jones also went 2 up, and IWM also went 2 up. IWM across all of the other indices was the strongest across all of them that were going 2 up. So if you go intraday, right, you'll see we also had, because all of them were setting up to break to the upside and break to the daily to the upside, we can look for that to take place. So this was the high of the previous day. So if we break this to the upside, then that means that the day is going to the daily time frame. So if we go to the daily time frame, that means that we're going to be 2 up on the daily time frame. So intraday, when I'm on a lower time frame, I can look to this and say, okay, bet. I want to look for an actionable signal to trigger the daily continuation. Because if we break above this high, that means we're continuing above the day. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he took this actionable signal to the upside, and he played calls. He let that thing play out, and he kept basically let the trade run. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he also got a previous entry before when we were starting to reverse to the upside as well, and he also got that entry as well to hold the trade for a little bit longer. But the tip that I want to give you guys is basically just take actionable signals based on the higher time frame and based on the word that I want to use is adjacent stocks or adjacent indices, adjacent companies that are basically similar in nature. So for the indices, for example, they are all indices. They are all basket of great companies, right? That are that have different, like they cover different markets, they cover different sectors and stuff like that. Pay attention to those, because if you saw, like, even when we started that reversal, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and Russell all were breaking to the upside at the same time. That is demonstrating what is happening across the entire market. And it also lets you know, okay, bet, because all of the indices are moving towards this, I can start playing these indices in the same direction. So if all of them have a bullish bias, because if I go to the monthly time frame, right, for example, just on IWM, we're already breaking 2-2 reversal to the upside. So December, we're already bullish. So this month, I can be looking to take buys. This week, I can be looking to take buys because we broke 2 up on the week. And this day for Thursday, right? And also Wednesday as well, we had a 2-2 reversal to the upside as well. I can get an entry and start taking buys and taking actionable signals in the direction of, watch this, continuity and strength across not just one indice, because this is IWM, Dow Jones, QQQ, SPY. All of them were going, don't mind the drawings and stuff like that. But as you saw, all of them were breaking 2 up. All of them were breaking to the upside. All of them were going in the same direction. So you can play off of that. And either you can, there's 2 things you could do. You can trade all of them. So if you want to get SPY calls, QQQ calls, IWM calls, and Dow calls, by all means, you can do it. But Mike, in this example, he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to trade IWM. IWM looks good. Relatively speaking, it was also stronger because it was moving more, how do I say, aggressively than the rest of the indices were moving, right? Because SPY and QQQ previously were 2 downs if you look on the daily time frame, right? If you saw on the daily time frame, they were 2 down on Friday, right? But IWM was an inside bar. So IWM is stronger than SPY and QQQ, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dow Jones was also inside bar, but it wasn't as strong. See, it's not really as strong as IWM per se. This is a strong green bar. So small businesses were doing pretty good, and they were starting to firm up more than the rest of the market, but the whole market, for the most part, is firming up and going to the upside. So we can play off of that and just look for actual signals to the upside in the direction of continuity. This is the easiest way to take these. Literally, this is the easiest way to take high quality trades. And then when you take high quality trades, you can put size on some of these trades and put size on these positions. He put, if I'm not mistaken, the cost, he put $1,800 into this trade. He made $4,000. He put $2,000 into this trade, right? And he let the trade play out. So that is the power of what happens when you have a bias about what the market is going to potentially do based on what the whole sector, all the indices per se are doing. You're playing off of that strength. You're taking actual signals. We have a 3-1-2 to the upside. We have a 2-2 reversal to the upside on the daily time frame. And then you also had lower time frame actual signals as well that you also can take. We had a 2-2 reversal to trigger the daily on Thursday, which is today, right? We have all of those actual signals. We have all of those things that are in alignment. So that is the thing that helps with options. I am not the biggest fan of options, honestly speaking, because like futures, there's no Greeks, there's none of that. But there is a way you can trade options and be profitable and take high quality trades with options. There are benefits to options, and it's showing right now. So again, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, I just want to give you a really quick tip on something you can do. So just to recap, when you're trading options, right? Pay attention to what the overall market is doing. The way you can check what the market is doing from a simple standpoint is checking SPY, QQQ, Dow Jones, IWM. If all of them are doing the same thing, that is a big indicator that most likely that market is going to go in that direction. So if all of them are breaking two up, then you should be looking to take buys on your positions and potentially taking buys on those indices, either taking all of them or taking one of them. And then from there, you can go into different sectors inside of those companies and stuff like that. So for example, QQQ, right? That's tech. You can drop down and look at Nvidia and some of the tech companies that are maybe chips and AI and stuff like that, and start trading that sector, because that sector might also be stronger as well. And for a period, we also were, right? So that's just a quick tip that I want you guys to know, and I hope that is helpful for you guys. But again, I still recommend you guys trade futures. But if you're trading options and you need some help with that, I hope this video helped you. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get it.